Our friends were telling us about a friend of theirs who is single and had recently met somebody in the wild.
In the wild. And I was like, what? What did you just say? In the wild?
Welcome back to the Harley and Malarkey Podcast, Old Dog, New Tricks.
I've been recovering from illness. I'm not quite right.
Yeah, Brian had the norovirus on Monday morning. It was really scary.
It's just a scary name. You know, I mean, the sickness was maybe the sickest I've ever been in my life, but the name is actually scarier. Norovirus.
Yeah, it was scary. I took great care of him. I don't really know if I got enough credit for how good of care of him I took, but
I cried like a little baby. And then she called in the IV doctor, and she gave me liquid Benadryl, and it was all cool.
And liquid Zofran. Yeah, if you get norovirus and you're dying and you should call a mobile IV service and have them give you a hydration pack, one, because you probably puked up a bunch of liquids like Brian did. And I don't really think that norovirus is where you like have to puke a virus out of your gut. Like, I think you're okay to stop the vomiting with Zofran. So that saved his life.
All I heard was he didn't appreciate how much I did for him. It wasn't about how sick he was and, you know, about poor Brian. It was like, what about Danielle? I mean, maybe...
I learned it from you.
I know. Okay, maybe you've been around me too much.
Yeah.
Maybe you're starting to act like me a little bit, and you're starting to, you know, like, what about me? I know it was your sickness, but I should get some credit for that.
Yeah, I stuck by you when I knew that death could be upon me too.
That's true. I would have run. I mean, let's be honest. You had that. Let's switch positions right there. I would have just been like, hey, the IV doctor's on the way. There's liquid by the side of the bed and a puke bucket. Good luck. You can do this. We believe in you. Like me and I and all of us, we believe in you.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No, I would never leave you.
The other day, we were out to dinner with some friends. Our friends were telling us about a friend of theirs who is single and had recently met somebody in the wild.
In the wild. And I was like, what? What did you just say? In the wild? Tell them what the wild is.
I mean, you've probably heard this term over and over again.
People in the world know that if you say in the wild, it means without a dating app.
Yeah, you met in the natural habitat, you know, at a grocery store, at a food and wine festival like us.
At a charity event, at the gym.
Yeah, a concert.
You had the nerve to actually say hello if you saw somebody that caught your eye out in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you come say hi to me?
No, God, no. I was like, who's that sassy little bitch? That's what I said to myself inside my head. Internal dialogue.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear it because it was internally in my dialogue.
So we're pretty unqualified to be giving dating advice because...
But I've never needed to be qualified to give advice on something before.
Exactly.
I will talk about something I have. You are actually even worse than I am. You'll talk about shit you have no idea. And you will give 110% opinion with no backbone.
Well, I don't know. No backbone. I am often right. But yeah, I have a lot of confidence.
Backbone's the wrong word because you got backbone. Right? You believe even when you don't have the knowledge.
I learned it from my dad. Brian really wants us to talk about sober sex, which we will get to in this episode. But we thought maybe we should start before the sober sex about dating in the wild, meeting somebody in the wild.
Yeah. You know, if you just want to have a good time, stay on, I mean, like, just like a bam, bam. I love it when you say, like, just hook up with the fuck boys,
Yeah.
You know? If you want to just go out there and continue just to get your fuck on, you're in the right place, right? But if you're looking for some sort of a meaningful relationship, because I think I've also learned this other term. I know this one's a little older to me, not the wild, but body counts.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of body count collectors
Yeah.
on the dating apps. As far as I know, I'm happy to say I've never been on a dating app, but when Uncle Palmer let me use his years ago, man, my friend and I were swiping and liking, and we didn't know what we were doing, but we were so excited. But we were both married at the time. So the dating apps are this kind of exhilarating, exciting thing, and then also just a lazy way to get laid, and a bunch of people who just want to get laid. So it's perfect. It's doing what it's doing. But if you want more than that, you want to have a relationship and get in contact with somebody beyond just physical, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and all those things, I think dating in the wild is maybe I mean, the Kelseys, actually, Jason Kelsey and his wife met on a dating app. So there is success stories.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world. But to actually meet in the wild, to see somebody at the grocery store and smile and have the nerve to talk to them.
Yeah.
I think the dating apps have given us that huge shortcut where you're just like, we want the same thing because we're here on this dating app.
Yeah.
But it takes so much more courage and vulnerability to say hello to somebody in the wild, unless you're totally drunk like you were.
Yes. Something I read recently that made me think a little bit. One, I have heard that on dating apps, there's like 5% of guys that get like 95% of girls because for some reason, there's a lot more attractive women out there. And very few, like, good looking, successful men on the platform. I'm probably messing this up a little bit, but I think there is a much smaller percentage of guys that's getting all these girls. And I think what you can do as a woman, if you're so tired of all these fuckboys, is stop fucking them. Stop fucking these guys that are.
Oh, I'm going to get like hate texts from the fuckboys. They're going to go like, you got to control that girl, man. Put a muzzle on her. She's ruining our game.
But it's true. If you meet a guy, I think women have.
Fuckboy hater. Fuckboy hater.
I think women have a good sense if somebody's a fuckboy or not from right off the bat. And I think a lot of women think they can change a fuckboy. But you can't. You can't change a fuckboy until he wants to change. And don't be the one to try and change them. So if you want to put an end to fuckboys, stop fucking fuckboys.
I just love the name fuckboys. Yeah. And if you think you can change, like old dog, new tricks. Like that's like, hey, you teach the old dog new tricks. Well, heard from Harley right now is you can't teach a fuckboy new tricks.
You can't unfuck a fuckboy.
You can't unfuck a fuckboy. Yeah. What happens to an old fuckboy?
They a lot of times end up lonely in their 40s, mid 40s, and they're kind of like, what do I do?
Balding, they got a little gut on them.
Yeah, or no, they're out there dating the 25-year-olds who don't necessarily need anything serious or put any pressure on them. They're kind of like the fuckboys that never grow out of being a fuckboy are like the perpetual Peter Pans that nobody's like thinks is cool.
I fucking love Peter Pan. It's the person that never grows up. That's kind of one of my idols.
There's a way to do it, though. But we can go back to...
Yeah, don't throw fucking Peter Pan down the fuckboy garbage chute over here. Come on.
Okay.
I love Peter Pan.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't dress like Peter Pan. My friend Matt Perlmutter did for Halloween one year. It was fucking hilarious.
What do you think about that?
Fuckboys growing up?
No, not fucking the fuckboys.
Can't speak. I'm not on that side of the table. I just say that if you do want something more meaningful, do know that it sounds like from your statistical knowledge that the fuckboys are controlling the dating apps. So if you think he's hot, he's good looking, he probably is, and he's a fuckboy, right? He's got you on Tuesday, he's got her on Wednesday, he's got a double on Thursday. Take the chance. I've always said. I've known people in my life, I won't say names, my brother, who used to use the dating apps. I was like, do you go to yoga? You should go to yoga. There's people there. You can smile, you can say hello, you go to 3 classes, you say somebody, you're like, hey, you want to grab coffee? Because then if you're in the wild, it's not like, let's meet for dinner, let's meet for drinks, and let's fucking get it done and be over. But like if you meet somebody in the daylight hours, in the wild, and you're like, hey, you want to go grab a coffee? You want to go for a walk? What are you up to? That is massive.
Yeah, you get a better sense for who somebody is. It's very easy to hide behind your phone screen and put this picture up of the type of person that you are, or a man putting up a picture of the type of person he is. But usually when you're in person with somebody, like we can all sense another person's energy. We get a better feeling for like, is this person worth going out with on a date? And you'll probably go on a lot less bad dates if they're mostly from, people that you've been able to meet in the wild.
Yeah. And I think the wild hunting, as we'll call it, it all comes to being comfortable with a little rejection. But it could be a soft rejection, because you look at like Hollywood celebrities, right? And you find out like, oh my God, they went to 100 interviews before they got that dream part. They tried, they got rejected, tried, rejected. You have to, rejection makes you more resilient. But if you say hello to somebody in the wild and you're sincere and you're not douchey or you're not too forward, and you're like, hey, are you interested in a coffee? Oh no, it's cool. I'm seeing somebody. You're like, oh, so sorry, no disrespect, lots of love. No, maybe too much there, but I say love all the time.
Yeah, it might sting a little, but that person that you asked out is going to feel really flattered. They're not going to be
totally
like,
flattered.
ew, what a weirdo. They're going to be like, oh, I look good today. So you made somebody's day. You put yourself out there. It's going to be easier to do it the next time. So
yeah, and if they're like, I'm in a relationship, you're like, oh my God, what a lucky person. Oh my God, congratulations. Say person because you don't know if they're in a relationship with, But that's where you're going to find something legit.
I'd like to back up a little bit. So I think you have to think about the type of person you are before you go out hunting. And I think you have to think about your situation. And really all I can speak from is my own experience. So I'd like to go down a little memory lane of how I got to where I am with Ryan.
Okay.
Which started by me ending an 8-year relationship with somebody else. And I love this person dearly, but I listened to my intuition and I had this very strong intuitive feeling literally at one night in Costa Rica. And I was like, this has served its course. This is done. And that doesn't make it any less painful. It was incredibly painful, but I listened to myself and I knew that there was something else out there for me, meant for me. And I took the time to grieve from that. And I took the time to focus on myself. I went home, I spent time with friends, I kept my, spirits up. And then I did something that was really kind of out there for me at the time, sort of. And then I decided I was going to go work from Costa Rica for 6 weeks by myself in a town where I knew nobody. And I think that having the courage to do something, kind of like following the call of your heart and soul and doing something that's scary and that makes you feel uncomfortable is how you grow and how you get to know yourself. And I think you have a hard time dating other people and kind of being caught up in all the, stress and excitement and energy, and you have the potential to lose yourself in another person when you don't take time to grieve, where you've been, when you don't take time to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and see what you're capable of. And those 6 weeks in Costa Rica were really transformative for me. One, I had all this time to kind of think and journal and process because I didn't really know anybody there. I made friends. And two, I developed this whole new sense of like confidence in myself. Like, wow, I can go move to another country for 6 weeks, make a group of friends, have this amazing experience, take care of myself, and I'm fine. Like after living with somebody or being in a relationship with somebody for 8 years, like to get your confidence back and be like, I've got this, I've got myself, I think is so huge. And I think that we maybe don't give enough thought to like, what energy am I putting out there? Like, what have I done to build myself up? And so I came back from Costa Rica with definitely a newfound sense of like confidence and belief in myself and a lot of clarity on, I had just gotten out of a relationship. I wasn't looking to get right back into one, but I spent all this time thinking about, okay, I got out of this relationship for a reason. What was that reason? What do I want in my next relationship? Who is the kind of man that I'm looking for? And I wrote all this stuff down. Even though I was like a month or two out of my last relationship, I wanted to know the direction I was going. I wanted to know what I was looking for. And I do believe in manifestation. I do believe that when you know what you want and you're putting that energy out in the universe, it can come back to you.
Well, just a sec. I don't know if you've taken a breath for a bit. I haven't been able to interject anything here. So when you go to this foreign country to find yourself and journal and really become more independent and confident, it's very important, I think, also to find a surf instructor and fuck the shit out of them. Like those local surf instructors, they're there for you girls. They're there for you. And I mean, it really helps the healing process is any surf town I've been to, I'm not much of a surfer, but my son and his crew are, and we've been to some amazing places. I mean, I'm talking Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Mexico. There are great surf instructors that are there to heal you women, okay? That's good. They love you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I do think that's an important
And don't worry about breaking their heart because they got another one because there's another tourist girl coming and she's got those physical needs to be met also. I mean, they're almost saints.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. I mean, if you've been down there, you probably know her surf instructor. You're almost like Eskimo sisters or something. Isn't that what they call it? Sorry.
Okay. Anything else about what I said?
Yeah, there was another one in there.
Yeah.
I did like your manifestation. I'm not much of a journal person. I did do it. I did it for a little while. It was pretty good. I should get back
I
at
think
it.
you should get back into it.
I agree. But write down, again, not as much as was wrong, but what would that dream partner look like? Because there is something about like actually putting it into a physical description. And he's tall. He likes dogs.
While you talk, I think I took a picture of this, but I have a
The
journal.
surf instructor?
I have a picture of him too, but
She just wants to know if you guys know the same surf instructor.
no, I took a picture of the journal entry that I wrote the day before we met, and it was what I was looking for in a man. So keep talking, but I might have it.
But when I read that journal entry, it said he's a surf instructor in Costa Rica. So I do believe now me, I just stumbled blindly and slightly drunken into you.
Yeah.
Right. And it was just fun and sassy and over the top. And it took a while, or it didn't take long actually, but before I started going, oh my God, this woman's special. This woman's I'll tell you this right now. I just got out of a super long relationship and I was not looking to get into a relationship. That is the last thing I was looking for. But the universe put you in front of me. And then all of a sudden, as I got to know you, I was like going, oh my gosh, like this is somebody I do want to spend quality time with. I do see a future. I don't even have to think that much. It's like somebody I just want to talk to in the moment. I'm just like, how fun it is to hang out with you, speak to you, get to know you, make love to you, laugh with you. And then I was like, oh shit. Shit, playtime's over. That's what I kind of thought too. I mean, I'm a man. I was like, fuck. I was gonna walk down the hill of life and fuck them all, you know?
Well, I got in the way.
You got in the way. When you do find somebody that does get in the way and answers your needs, your just really fulfills you and makes you happiness, it's like the greatest gift you've ever been given. Oh, it's true. It's like, I couldn't imagine being in a shallow, vulnerable, uncomfortable relationship. I see so many, as we all see, so many broken relationships. And I try to look at people who are in relationships and have been in relationships, and I can tell that they're still happy, and there's not a lot of them. So if you find somebody that just jives with your emotions and your vibe and your ideas, you just hold on for dear life and do not fuck it up. Do not sacrifice it with drink and stupid decisions and stupid DMs and stupid things like that. Like, cherish it and make whatever life-altering changes you have to in your life to hold on to that. Because I think this is the whole reason we're talking about this, is it's hard to find somebody that it works with. It's almost impossible. So when you do, hold them tight.
Yes. But it is possible. But I think what you said is like, I just stumbled into this. But I think one very important thing that you did is you made the very hard decision of leaving a marriage that you knew was not working for you, that you knew was not setting the example of love that you wanted to show your kids. You knew that there was something better out there for you, and you made the really tough decision to leave. Like, it's not easy to leave a marriage, especially when there's kids involved, especially when there's, years of history and all these things to unwind. Like, that's a huge step that you were showing the universe, like, I believe in something better for myself. Even if you were drunk, stumbling around doing it, you still you did a big sign to the universe.
I just knew that was broken, and I knew that I needed to lead by example for my children. And yeah, that's huge, huge thing. I didn't go to Costa Rica and have sex with surf instructors. There are female surf instructors, I think. That's why I stumbled a little bit in our early relationship, because I didn't think about what I wanted. I didn't think about the values, and I was just drinking and having fun. And so we have two stages of our lives, of our relationship. And that is the drinking, epic party, fun, great time, first year of our relationship. And then the sobriety, the reality, and the growth and the blossoming of our new, stronger, better, real relationship.
Yeah. I would like to read this journal entry. So, We met on November 6th, 2021. I wrote this on November 5th, 2021. And I think I haven't read this in a while, so we'll see how it goes. But I know that this is the man that I have now. I don't know if it was the man I got the first 6 months.
He's super cool. He's much older than I am.
I was reading a Louise Hay book at the time, so I was following a lot of her affirmations as I was doing my journal. I think this is a journal prompt from her. But it was kind of like, I deserve the best and I accept the best now kind of stuff. But I deserve someone who adores me and knows I am the greatest gift. I deserve someone who makes love and communication easy and natural. I deserve someone who makes me feel calm and at peace and elated. I deserve someone who is successful. I deserve someone who wants to care for me. I deserve someone I am sexually attracted to. I deserve someone who wants to share new experiences with me. I deserve someone who is as dedicated to their personal growth as I am. I deserve someone who is loving and kind. I embody these characteristics, and I believe my energy will bring in my perfect partner at the perfect time. I trust the process and divine timing.
That was me.
But that's crazy. Isn't that kind of crazy that literally the day before I met him, I had written that out? And I didn't get all those things at first. I did initially, you're on that high where you're so madly in love. But as Brian said, he stumbled a little bit. He had just gotten out of a 25-year marriage. He didn't really get his bearings. He wasn't expecting to meet somebody that was the love of his life and so serious. And so we did stumble and we did figure things out. But I had a lot of clarity in what I was looking for, and I believed I was going to get it. I wrote that. I trusted it's coming. I trust in the perfect time. And I was at that Food and Wine Festival. I was not looking for a husband. I didn't put out that energy of
You're not married. Jesus. Looking for a man, I think is what you want to say.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus. I was still tender. Ouch. No, just I wasn't looking for
I wasn't looking for my lifetime partner.
A relationship.
Yeah. Relax, okay?
Oh, Jesus. I thought we just got married. I was like, what the fuck? I have ADD or ADHD, and I was thinking about something else, and I came back and I was married. What the fuck happened?
Well, at least you got a good one.
Whoa! Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, I do think that, there is one conscious person in this relationship. And I think,
Is that me?
Me.
Oh.
There was a lot of I don't know, red flags.
I mean, I don't know if there's a red flag bigger. I mean, seriously, luggage. Is he really divorced? What's going on?
He drinks too much. I think he's maybe sending some DMs that
too
aren't
loud, too pretty.
Yeah.
That was one.
Yeah.
Too pretty. Definitely gay.
But I think the reason that I held on is one, that I was wounded.
And I mean, just starstruck.
No, I wasn't starstruck.
Oh my God, the guy's so hot. Is he 35 years old? Look at that man.
No, but one of the reasons is that from the beginning, Brian was acted so sure about me. He maybe wasn't sure that he was ready to commit to somebody, sure that he could, devote his time to one human being, but he was,
Sorry.
What is that evil laugh? He called me fucking 20 times a day. If Brian ever made plans with me, he 100% followed through on them. There was never a time that he's let's go on a date, and then he's oh, something came up.
Fuck boy will do that to you though, won't he?
In a heartbeat. All of his words were met by action. There was never a time that I was left hanging. There was never a time that I felt I wasn't prioritized. And I just want to emphasize this because I see so many women dating these guys and making so many excuses of well, he didn't call me back, or, I haven't seen him in 3 weeks, or he hasn't planned a date. And it's if a guy wants to, he will. And Brian has multiple businesses. He has 3 teenage children. He has a lot of fucking shit going on. And he made time for me, living in a different city, to see me as often as he possibly could, to talk to me as often as he possibly could, to fly me where he was if he was able to. He made every effort to spend as much time with me as possible, and I never questioned if this guy was into me or not for a second. And so if you're out there and you're dating a guy right now and he calls you every 4 days and he doesn't follow through on plans and he says he wants you to come see him, but he never makes that happen, run. Don't waste your fucking time. If a guy wants to see you, he will make it happen.
Yeah. And then get out in the wild.
Yeah.
Make yourself vulnerable. Ask the world, ask the universe, as you say, write down what you want. Write down where it's going. Out there in the wild, it's dangerous. It's a little scary, but it's safer than shooting ducks in a row online. Swipe. If you're beautiful, you are attracting so many fuckboys. You know what? You've got to find somebody in the real world. And I swear, if you open yourself up to it, the universe, I mean, we sound like some hippie cracks over here, but this is true. If you open yourself up to it, there will just be a moment where you're just like, look, if you are open, you can feel the energy of somebody important to you that is destined to be in your life. Just open your eyes, your heart, your ears, your smell. Her pheromones drive me crazy. She just smells beautiful to me. She smells spectacular. So put yourself out there, and it might just be going for a walk around your block, and you just look up and you get eye contact and you smile. And if that happens, take a deep breath, stop, and say hello, because that's how it happens in the wild. That's how it happened. That's how our whole entire world evolved and became what it is. Unfortunately, it's this complete disaster on social media and dating apps. But when you take that bold step, just if somebody smiles at you and you like that smile and the smile is nice, say hello. Hi. And maybe nothing comes of it. And maybe everything comes of it.
Yeah. I think this is what we've been talking about in our last couple episodes in various ways. Like, be afraid and do it anyway, and then do it again, and then do it again. And then it becomes easy and it becomes second nature. And you get so much confidence from putting yourself out there, whether you get rejected or not. And you're building yourself up and you're getting yourself ready for.
I mean, we met at a food and wine festival.
Yeah.
Lots of alcohol involved, which I would suggest now later going, probably not the best place to meet people in the wild, but fuck it. Let's just start with food and wine festivals, maybe a bar, maybe a brunch spot, go out with your boyfriends or girlfriends. Boys don't call boys boyfriends. Go out with your dudes and, but I'll tell you one thing that never helps hunting. And this is for real hunting. Like, you're going to go hunt a deer, or I'm going to go hunt a duck, or I'm going to go hunt a buffalo. You can't hunt buffalo. You should never hump.
No.
You don't hump a buffalo.
Very, very dangerous.
Dangerous. Whoa. And if it's caught on social media, they're going to be talking about that. When you go hunting, you don't go out with a large group of people. It's like you by yourself, you and a friend. I don't even know if you go out with 3. You go out with a herd of guys, you're not meeting any quality women. I'll just tell you that right now. They're going to run. Girls, you're comfortable in packs like that. It's okay. You're going to do okay with that. But I think you're going to be a little bit scared to go hunting in the wild with your large group of girls also, because anytime you're in a large group of people,
it's intimidating.
It's intimidating. It's intimidating also, but you're also scared what your friends might judge you. Like, oh, you think that guy's hot? Oh, really?
Or you're scared fucking Lisa over there is going to go try and get his dick.
Or if he is caught, then all of a sudden they're all Lisa's over there trying to get the dick too. But I think it's just smaller groups of people can connect better and have more real conversations than just large groups of people.
Yeah. And if you drink still, you can go out and have a couple drinks, but keyword being a couple, you're not going to, I mean, you can't say that. We met each other. I was basically blacked out. So maybe you can meet the love of your life blacked out, but you're more likely to if you remember them the next day.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Go out in the wild. Have some fun.
Yeah. Let us know what happens. Follow us on iTunes or Spotify or YouTube. Leave us a rating and review. We love it. Send us any questions.
Yeah, I dare you to.